All right, so 4-color Reanimator. This archetype got a ton of new tools from this most recent Historic Horizon set. Let's talk through what they are and what this deck is looking to do. So Reanimator, for those not familiar, means you're looking to utilize cards like Unburial Rites and Priest of the Fell Rites to put creatures from our graveyard into play. So we've got both Inferno of Mount Stars here as a reanimation threat that beats up control, and we've got a Serra's Emissary here as a threat that's good against creature decks. So this says, you and creatures you control have protection from the chosen card types. You just choose creatures, and then your creatures are unblockable, and you no longer take damage from creatures. We got Thragtusk as a card that generates value against control, leaving extra body behind, and then it's also fine against aggressive decks because it gains you life. And then we've got various ways to get these things into our bin. We've got Seasoned Pyromancer to discard and draw. We've got Grisly Salvage to flip through things and put things in the bin. We've got Faithless Looting to draw and discard. And then we've got Gilded Goose kind of tying our 4-color mana base together here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and dive on into a few games with this one and see how it goes. Hopefully the servers are good today. For those of you who are wondering why we ended early yesterday, we spent about 30 minutes trying and failing to get matches appropriately, and it just didn't happen. Hey, thanks for the 15 months, Hedon. Welcome back. Good to see you around again. Well, the Priest has Unearth as well, so it gets Priest in a couple ways. I'm going to YOLO and keep this one. We've got 3 shots at a second land with these Faithless Lootings. I can't tell if Arena is bugged or if my left and right channels are reversed here, because I'm clicking on the right side and it's clicking in my left ear, and when I click on the left side, it's clicking in my right ear. Do I have my headset on the right way? I'm wearing this backwards. No, yeah, my headset's on the right side. Okay, no, it's not on me. You're hearing it in the correct ears. I mean, no, my headset. You're hearing it the right way around here. Weird. Wonder if my channels are mixed up, because this definitely says L. Okay, and immediately here we've queued into some silliness. So my opponent is playing Indomitable Creativity most likely here, which means that they are also interested in putting Serra's Emissary into play. This is technically our nut draw, all things considered. Just like turn 4 Serra's Emissary. What happens if we both have creature with Emissary? I believe it then comes down to decking. Unless they have a way in their deck to take this off the table. Well, they can kill our emissaries with creativity. Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the 24 months, Justin. Welcome back. Yeah, if we can find a second emissary, we'll dig for protection from sorceries for sure. Yeah, Bone Crusher Giant's an interesting one, because you can, like, stomp yourself or something else in order to stomp yourself or one of your creatures in order to stop protection from happening until end of turn. Or I guess you could technically stomp them, right? Because stomp's an instant. Protection from creatures doesn't stop that. Questing beast technically beats this as well. Well, I mean, we have lethal on board, so attack. Roar! So, if they have a creativity, we're dead. Kind of, sort of, sideways if you squint. Dead adjacent. So they can creativity our emissary plus like their crab. Yep, that looks like what's happening here. Oh, they're on Coma. They're not on Angel. Oh, that's a punt on their part. Yes, deck submissions are 50 USD. Coma, chameleon. Do. That was a good draw. I was worried about them having good cards in their deck, chat. Little did we know. Steady as she goes. Do. Yeah, I think if you're playing the Indomitable Creativity deck right now, I think you should definitely be playing Serra's Emissary in Jeskai as opposed to Coma. I think playing the Coma variation is a mistake. Not just because of this matchup, but just in general. I think this is a more powerful effect than what Coma offers if you're cheating something into play. If you donate, can you see it played today? Let me double check. I don't remember. Reanimator, tokens. Yes. Yeah, Reanimator is actually the last deck I had that was a donation submission. The other ones are ones I just added. So definitely could be the deck we play after this one, Cheesy. We'll get rid of Inferno. And honestly, Ceratops attacks through their Comas, right? Yeah, the fact this card's not legendary is very silly as well. For sure. Actually, Thragtusk probably isn't very useful here. Maybe we'll leave in a couple of these just as like hasty threats to beat down. It seems fine, potentially. Maybe greedy and trim a goose. With 24 lands. Yeah, that's fine. It's better against Jeskai control. I mean, kinda. It's better when you're hard casting it. Yeah, I think I agree with Impromptu. I'd rather just like board into Nuzul. I think is a better approach. So I'm gonna goose. I think I'm gonna loot. Okay, so I don't need double black, so we can ditch this. I already have double. I rid of Stomping Ground. Plenty of red with the Inspiring Vantage. Our mana base has been fairly smooth so far, so that's been nice. It's decent. Let's do this. They technically could creativity us next turn, so I think it's worth using the food to try and spot check that. It's a weird thing to do in response, considering they have 2 of them. Take their Mizzix Mastery. Could be an argument for the Lava Coil since I have the 5/4 in my hand, but I'm waiting to Ceratops because we can eventually give it haste. So I'd like to be able to play it and haste it in the same turn, so we can get a hit in before it gets lava coiled. Like loot and well, I'm super glad we took the Mizzix Mastery. Definitely the right call. Expressive Iteration, still busted. These creativity decks get to play all the good cards in the format, right? They get to play Iteration, Memory Lapse. They get to Magma Opus and cheat it back into play. So, noteworthy that Grafdigger's Cage does not stop Indomitable creativity is the reason why they're playing that. So creativity puts the card that you get into play from exile. So no anti-synergy there for the opponent. Glad we have this copy of Abrade in hand to deal with that. I brought it in because we can kill their things in response to them creativitying it, but getting to clean up a Grafdigger's Cage in a pinch is nice. Goodbye, Ceratops. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's 0-3s by a lot of time. Alright, so I think we just Abrade the cage, and then we Seasoned Pyromancer here. Well, I mean, the plan is still the plan. Is creativity problematic or strong? I think it's just strong. I think if there was a problem with this archetype, it's more related to this card than anything else. Like I think this is the problematic card in the format. It's not this combo at its core. Schmidt, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Good afternoon. These generic answers just buy so much time. Gonna run back the same line we took last turn since we had the option to destroy this, drop another Pyromancer. Unfortunately, our Ceratops that died earlier did get exiled with a Lava Coil, so we can't reanimate that. Huh. Did they draw Coma? Well, they already had 7, right? It's interesting that they keep making treasures instead of looting. They must really like this card, whatever it is. They just like have a creativity already. Hey, Pastry, thanks for the tip. Red white tokens. What do we got? Oh, Dragon Rage Chandler and tokens. Oh, and Seasoned Boy. Yeah, that makes sense. Sweet. Yeah, this looks great. I'm going to cut a spell for a land. At least one spell for a land. The rest of this looks fine. 22 lands is not enough. Play more lands, chat. Play more mana, please. More mana, please. All right, so if I murder this with an Abrade, they're still not dead. Barton, thanks for the prime. I appreciate the support. Good morning, good morning. I wish I could look at my sideboard. I left dragons in my deck, right? I could Grisly Salvage into a dragon and then Unburial Rites that and kill them. I'm pretty sure there's dragons in my deck right now. Did I play a land for the turn? I don't think I did. Didn't. Haha. I'm confused how you think a Seasoned Pyromancer would be lethal. I'm pretty sure I put a couple of dragons in at the last minute. Of course the sideboard viewer is still borked, chat. Of course. It shows you your original sideboard. I'll have to go back and check the tape. I'm pretty sure I left a couple of dragons in for hasty reasons. But now I'm doubting myself. It could be correct. It could be that I cut them. I don't remember now. If you have questions about submitting decks to the stream, you can answer all of them by checking out my website here. Magma Opus. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, the Opus post blocker is probably a misclick, if I had to venture a guess. This card was such a good upgrade for their archetype. It's so strong. Please be dead to Shifting Ceratops. Honestly, there's a good chance I should just be playing for this card. Still dead on board to Shifting Ceratops. It gains trample. Oh yeah, untap shows me. Yeah, there's totally 2 dragons in my deck. I remembered correctly. This is blue, right? Yep. I would like 1 trample, please. Don't leave home without your Shifting Ceratops, chat. If your deck can make green mana, jam them like your match record depends on it, because it probably does. Hey, thanks for the 28 months, Rosa. Good afternoon. Serra, I mean, aren't we all mad at the Gandalfs in a way? Aren't we all? It's a feeling we can relate to. It's a feeling I can relate to. Hey, good games, Astia. Have you tried the Jeskai variation of creativity? I was worried you were on the Angel version game 1 and we would have been in trouble, but then you had Coma and it made it much easier for us. The new Angel is stronger than Coma on average. Yeah, Zian Saeed was streaming a bunch with it yesterday. It looked very reasonable. If you want to see some games with it before you devote resources. My opponent's username says it's time to duel, but they conceded, so I think that might be a lie. Our deck's busted, chap. Duel. Oh. Oh, is this a feature or is it a bug? I only got 1 rank pip when they conceded the match without playing. I wonder if that was an intentional change or if that's a bug this patch. I'm gonna have to tag some people on Twitter and try and find out. Because we're playing best of 3, right? So, like, I definitely had this many pips before that match and only gave me 1 there. I thought I was going crazy and just wasn't paying attention when that happened yesterday. I noticed we ended up getting a single pip during, while playing best of 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My arena client appears to, not be responding. Oh, we're back. All right, we did it. This hand's so good if it finds a Faithless Looting or a Seasoned Pyromancer. So I'm gonna keep it speculatively. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize us. That would be guess. Dear opponent, please Thoughtseize me. I'm gonna lead on the Savai Triome here because if we drop Faithless Looting, I want to be able to looting plus tap land next turn. Kaysen, the first, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for keeping me around. So, unfortunately, cannot Grisly Salvage here on 2, but it is what it is. Now the Thoughtseize is a little less exciting, because they get to take my salvage away. Wonder if we'll see him flashback looting. You're gonna Thoughtseize me? Sure. Sure. I mean, I guess you get rid of half the Unburial Rites this way. Bird's actually not a terrible draw, because it enables Thragtusk a turn sooner. My opponent doesn't have us under much pressure here. So it'll be a matchup where just like casting Thragtusk is pretty okay. Okay, I found a Village Rites. And they found a claim. So we could see them like sack the supplier and then claim it back. Oh, this is a CMC of 3 though, right? Yeah. Oh, they looted before Village Rites. I wonder if they sequenced that incorrectly by mistake. So the 41 months, Seth. Welcome back. So Faithless Looting is obviously the best draw in our deck. Any historic decks, any blue or white historic decks you like right now that aren't necessarily control? I mean, does Merfolk count as a blue deck? I put Merfolk up on the website after we played it the other day. It felt very reasonable. As always, my YouTube channel has everything that we've played. It's a great resource for that. 1 Swag Tusk, please. White, yeah, the green-white life gain combo deck was also very reasonable. Scissor, thanks for the 32 months. And if they escape Croxa here, it lets me discard Serra's Emissary, which is kind of hilarious. And then I can Unburial Rites it back. When you just, like, can't escape your threat because it enables your opponent. You got my goose. My goose is cooked. Do you have a Village Rites? Even if they have a Village Rites, it's like they traded Dreadhorde Arcanist for, like, a deal 2 here? Sure. I wonder if they brought a second spear, chat. Does not appear to be the case. Obviously, don't want to Unburial Rites the Thragtusk because the Unburial Rite sitting in the bin threatens the Serra Emissary. Also, we're getting close to just like hard casting the Serra Emissary too, so like rock meet hard place type situation. Oh no, please don't Croxa me. How will I win the game if you Croxa me? So they're gonna like flashback Fame on their other one and like push a meaningless amount of damage here. Oh no, they've acclaimed the Firstborn. Yeah, Unholy Heat is great. Very, very strong effect. And cast Angel next turn. With an untapped land, we cast Angel. I don't have a green source to make a food here. So now I and my board have protection from creatures. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Above average draw. I think we want Elesh here. Probably. How greedy is it to cut my geese? Is the answer appropriately greedy or not? Yeah, I don't, like, I know that this came off the top and killed them at the end there, but I think in general I'm not super into this. I think these 10 are what I'd like to be reanimating here. Might trim some priests. In case they have graveyard hate. They're probably pretty likely to have things like Lantern post board, right? And this costs me life to reanimate, which can be a resource I won't always have access to. Bring in some removal, a couple pieces of graveyard hate of our own. Looks good. Yes, Serra's Emissary gives protection to itself too. You and creatures you control. think I'm bottoming that one. One of these days, I'll be able to play in an open myself. Thanks for the 28 months guard. Well, the next one's going to be, we're scheduled for the next one. So that'll be coming up on September 19th. If you're interested in playing some standard right after rotation. All right, do I want second white or second red? I think second red is more important, so I can cast Seasoned Pyromancer if we draw it. Hitting the Unburial Rites plus the Elesh is pretty banger. I think I'm gonna go tapped land, Fatal Push the Dreadhorde this turn. That way I don't have to shock for the Unburial Rites next turn. Sedge. That pesky graveyard hate we were talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this one since we're not gonna have an Elesh Norn. And the Arcanist isn't flashing anything back. Would you like to turn your Arcanist into a Divination? You would not. How about now? Fair. Then we can go tap Blood Crypt, and then we've got a couple of swag dads coming up here. If 6 cards in my bin, we might. Do I want to try and escape this Cling or not, is a question. Okay, so they're not drawing Luris, or are they? Or are they? Ganymede, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everybody. Great to see almost 700 people in here. It's always tough to know what my weekend numbers are going to look like, because I'm not often live on the weekends, but we got screwed out of half my normal stream time yesterday because Magic Arena was Magic Arena after the patch, so I wanted to pop on for a little bit at least. One thing that's a little bit awkward about my mana base at the moment is I don't have a lot of white sources, so if we like draw our reanimate targets naturally, we're not going to have a good time. I wonder if we'll see them like Soul Guide Lantern replay the Lantern. Just casting that. Makes sense. Hey, thanks for the tip, Flight Forward. A build around for Bant, Circus of Value. My only request is that you want copies of Soul Warden in the 95. What about if instead of playing Soul Warden, we played Innkeeper? Would you be okay with that, Flight Forward? Because Soul Warden's a little medium, I think, but Innkeeper I think is more than fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and get rid of their Pyromancer here. I lose my Unburial Rites, but it stops their Luris from generating value next turn, which is nice. So I'm using my mana for the turn. We're definitely a bit behind because of their sideboard card. We played Restoration Angel. We have not. We only got to play 2 decks yesterday before Arena shit the bed. No, this is our first deck of the day, Red Ranger. You meant a totally different card. Okay, let me know. Oh yeah, did you mean Soul Herder, the Blinky card? Yes. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Kind of just feeling locked out here. I don't have enough to escape this yet. They get to recast it with Lurrus every turn, which is not great for us. Faroon, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What's going on, Crimson? Thanks for sticking around for 27 months. Yeah, and they just get to, like, replay the Soul Guide Lantern every turn. We might want to touch more spot removal in our sideboard. The Cling to Dust might be better served as other pieces of removal. I assume they cracked the Lantern because they're just going to recast it here. No, it does not. It goes to the graveyard. Soul Guide Lantern's played with Lurrus explicitly because it's graveyard hate you can constantly replay. You're thinking of Relic of Progenitus that exiles itself. Man, this card triggers on just any non-creature spell. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I think Insane's a strong term. I think it's definitely playable. Seems like a relatively appropriate power level for what's going on in this format. It's much worse without Mishra's Bubble. Yeah, I think we're just locked out here. Let's get a post-board game here. Need to prioritize saving removal spells for Lurrus. Yeah, I'm gonna swap these to some removal spells after this set. Get up to 8 ways to kill things. It's very possible that Lurrus has overstayed its welcome in this format as well. I think this card should definitely be banned in Modern. Historic could go either way. The power level of Jeskai Control largely makes this a second-class archetype. So it's probably fine. Yeah, I'm surprised Lurrus and Bauble are still legal in Modern. Hey, Amy, thanks for the raid. The ever lovely Amazonian will be my second commentator / co-host for our open tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Unfortunately missing our second red source here. I think we're just casting looting. We're pretty far off at casting this. I'm going to hold on to a Pyromancer for now because we might draw another red source. It is our most common color in our mana base. We don't know how playable Lurrus would be in Modern without Bubble. The answer is, like, pretty playable. There's a reason why Lurrus sees a ton of play in this format, despite Bauble not existing. Yeah, and this is the tough part about our archetype. Like, this is we felt this last season too, where our deck is doing something that's powerful, but it's not quite powerful enough to make up for the fact that there's just so many good graveyard hosers in the format, I don't think. So, we're going to play a few more matches, but I would not be terribly surprised if our conclusion is very similar to what it was in previous months, even with the new tools. We gained a bit of consistency, but at the core, our deck is still our deck. So, we'll do this to force them to do this whole guideline turn, because I don't have anything else I can do this turn, but... Yeah, so now they have Lurrus plus, so now they just have Lurrus plus their thing again. Maybe I'm supposed to hold an Emissary and just try and hardcast it here. It's probably the play. Or one land off. We have Swag Dad to gain us a little bit of life and stall things. We have our triple white lined up this game. Thanks for the follows, by the way, folks. Volamir, Noah, DJ Holler, Ratchet, Fren, and Ovenbird. I assume you are some of Amy's lovely viewers. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit today while we battle some Historic. I think we just go ahead and trade off here with some tokens, try and keep our life total high. I'm just trying not to die before we get this Emissary down. Hey, look, there's the land I wanted for Christmas. So I get to go ahead and ditch these. And then we'll do this tapped. And then we'll get to Thragtusk up to 11. And then we'll cross our fingers and hope against hope that this Mamma Jamma gets to come down and bring some pain. Although I guess they're just going to escape Croxa, right? So we'll see what they do. If they escape Croxa here, we're probably done. I have one more Emissary in the deck that we could top deck. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I have one more Elesh Norn in the deck we could top deck. But I assume we're just like escaping Croxa and getting us here. Yeah, basically always protection for creatures. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm not dead yet. So we take 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And obviously, my opponent could have another something like Baleful Mastery here. Things to note. But, you know, this is our chip. This is our chair. It's going to hang out for a little bit. Oh, Crox's trigger could still technically make us lose life, right? I don't think the opponent understands how our deck works, chat. Don't tell Scotty, chat. Scotty doesn't know. They just hit enter, assuming we're dead in combat. Yeah, I think so. So I have 11 cards in the bin, including both of these. So they'll escape 5. They'll have 5 left over. They definitely should have proxied last turn. I think they assumed we were dead and just like clicked through it. So our best draw here is definitely Thragtusk. How many of those do we have? I still have 3 of those in the deck. Grisly Salvage can find us a Thragtusk as well. Abrade. Sure. I mean, unearthing this doesn't do anything, right? Because it just goes away. That's... Oh! It has protection from stuff. Good call. I don't know. Let's just pretend our opponent played well and I played well. Oh, I should Fatal Push the Crocs in response here. They have another black source. I die now. That was definitely a mistake. Yep, they go black source, escape Croxa. No, wait, we're good, right? Because I discarded that? Yeah, never mind. They removal spell or are they dead? Here, move, Yugi boy. All right. Sometimes lucky. Sometimes you play Magic. Other times you play football and you punt the ball back and forth, champ. Crafty, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I definitely think I want more removal on my sideboard. So let's, I'm gonna go ahead and trim these clings, I think. And bring in some more generic removal. Honestly, I think I just might want a couple of Assassin's Trophies. Just like good, flexible, kills threats, kills graveyard hate, etc. No, I want more ways to kill things, take things off the board early. Definitely felt like I wanted to draw more removal that game. We don't have enough white sources for Skyclave Apparition. I think that's true. So we have 10. Yeah, I only have 11 white mana. In fact, the fact that we cast this last game on 7 mana was actually the exception and not the rule. This is 10 or 6, 10. Yeah, only 11 white. The mana base is, let's call it ambitious. It's actually not too bad. Like in general, we only need single white to flash back Unburial Rites or use the priest. But you have Goose and Grisly Salvage help you fix a little bit. Dortweiler and Love from Portugal, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. It's nice getting to slog through their graveyard hate there. Now, Zero. Don't be mean to the other moderators. I do think that there's a good chance that what's it called is the best card out of the set though. Archmage's Charm. Valoronics, good afternoon. We're just gonna, I've got second red here. So play this on green. I think I'm just chilling on the Faithless Looting for now. I don't really know. We don't have anything we like actively want to discard at the moment. Yeah, probably some kind of enchantment deck. Yeah, almost assuredly. This does actually shut off our ability to unearth this, right? Makes our haste dragons a little worse, too. Hey, what's going on, James? Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. It is definitely still a legal play. That's accurate. Ditch a swag dead here. We'll go ahead and put him into play. Everybody gets a little bit of life. We'll salvage here at end of turn. Dig deep for something. Yeah, this is definitely a spot where I kind of wish I had Elesh stored in my deck. I mean, what do we have that's better? I guess the 7/7's like marginally better. Ever so slightly. I assume we're just gonna be too slow here. In large part because of this authority. I have no idea what you're talking about, Seth. Discord's been busy and I've been working extra building decks and stuff, so I haven't kept up with everything people have been posting there. The historic channel's been seeing a lot of messages. I haven't followed everything. What is this deck's combo? The opponent's deck? I don't know. Oh, they 9 lives, right? 9 lives Solemnity. So I guess the real question is then, if they have 9 lives, does 9 lives say you can't lose the game? Prevent that damage. There are 9 counters on it. It doesn't. So if I give myself protection from creatures, can I deck them? What if I give myself protection from enchantments? You know, honestly, let's discard these, and then I'll make a food, and we'll just cast this next turn. Sounds great. Okay, so that means we're going to need protection from creatures at some point.
Order to Theros. The stars will light our way.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna kill Calyx.
Accept my fate.
I'm glad I put a couple of Assassin's trophies in my sideboard. I was watching Wyatt Darby play something close to this the other night, and his Jeskai control opponent planar cleansing him, and I just fucking lost it. It was so funny. Just like peak non-rotating format magic. Just like got planar cleansing, lost to their own 9 lives. All right, so we're looking for another angel here. Perfect. They could have another Calyx in their deck. If we find a third angel, we'll name protection from planeswalkers. Yes, we are currently planning to deck them. That is my plan. Yeah, they're not at the 22 cards for reference. I have 31 cards, they have 22. Every enchantment spell they cast draws them 2 extra cards, chat. I think second Calyx is more likely. They have Solemnity in play. So we're hard locked out of dealing damage to them. So the 40-month Sniv. It's quite the duration. Welcome back. Doesn't the opponent have lethal on table? I have protection from creatures, chat. Creatures do not deal damage to me. I have protection from creatures and protection from enchantments, and so do all of my things. It is Serra's will, chat. They literally have Rest in Peace in play. Serra hath decreed that this is how things are going. Hey, roaming turtle frog. I appreciate Jeff Bezos' money. Lord knows I need it more than he does. Make sure you use that Prime every month. Even if you don't use it here, just drop it off somewhere. Bezos doesn't need another spaceship. $16 cards left. How many Calyx are there? It's possible the Calyx is a fun of. Hey, thanks for the Prime J Camp. Appreciate the Bezo bucks. Hey, what's going on, Wargy? Yeah, I had to cancel stream time on Wednesday and Friday this week because of arena bugs. So I wanted to pop on for a bit today at least. Only one deck hasn't made it to YouTube so far, and it was a short, brutal set, so We only played like a match and a half with the red-white steel deck, and then Arena died. So our red-white steel is still in the queue. I didn't have enough content for it to upload to YouTube really. So might play that one today. We'll see. Nethelrim, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate your re-up and welcome back. To our new subs and viewers, be sure you drop by again tomorrow for our next Hoaglandia Open. We're going to have competitors battling Historic all day on stream starting at 10 a.m. Central. If you'd like to play, there's still time to sign up for that if you have a Historic deck that's sweet. Opponent is down to 13 cards in deck after they draw here. Is one of them another Calyx, chat? Therein lies the question. We have 24 cards in our deck. Amy the Amazonian will be joining me as my co-commentator tomorrow. Excited to have her. And then next month for Standard, Jim Davis will be coming back. On the 19th after rotation, we'll be having a Standard Open. Yeah, the fact that they're still playing feels like they should have another Calyx, but also this is Magic Arena and people don't value their time, so until I see it, I'm not conceding. I could also theoretically draw a third Serra's Emissary before they find their Calyx. There's a lot of people on Magic Arena that keep playing games despite the fact that they can't lose. That's why they banned that stupid Book of Exalted Deeds, because people kept playing Magic even though they couldn't win. 6 cards in their deck. Yeah, it's true. I do also get to see the entirety of what they're doing here. Four cards. Show me potato salad. Two cards. Well, they can cast one more enchantment. All right, they can no longer cast an enchantment. Survey says they got us.
Much existence beyond Theros to explore.
Close. They have 22 minutes. We have 23 minutes. Start up a little bit. They found the line, chat. They found the line. Got me. Okay, so our base game plan really isn't that great here. Serra's Emissary is only okay. Thragtusk is pretty mediocre. We get to bring in trophies and Maelstrom Pulses. Elesh Norn turns off a lot of their stuff. I guess Thoughtseize is probably fine here. Do I want to leave these in? How are we beating 9 lives plus Solemnity? They literally had one card in their deck, Wargy. If they didn't have another Calyx, they were going to deck. Literally. I think I'm going to cut Priest and just lean on casting my spells a little bit more by leaving Goose in. Because they had one Rest in Peace main deck, so I'd wager they have more post-board. Hey, Kobo. Thanks for the 5 months. I'm looking forward to the open tomorrow, too. Should be sweet. It just doesn't really do anything. Man. I'm gonna greed and hope to draw a third land. Sag. I will say that with this latest expansion, Historic really feels like a real non-rotating format in its level of polarization and sideboard cards with the decks that get offered. Definitely. It's definitely a real non-rotating Magic format now. Do y'all still see me? OBS doesn't say I've dropped any frames. My land does not appear to want to go into play, though. Well. Oh! And now my client's locked up. Good stuff. When the local application hard locks because the thread can't contact the server anymore. Good beats. Oh, maybe. I'm coming back. Thinking about it. Oh, so we're on my next turn, but my game client hasn't updated the visual position of any of the game objects. That's kind of funny. Okay, all right, now we're back. Good stuff. I was like, what is going on? Oh, and there's a Blood Crypt in my private information. Only you can see this card. It's hidden to my opponent's zone. All right, so what are the odds they have a cast out here? High? Blood Crypt is in the bug zone, yeah. Look at you. Thanks for the follow. Really? No cast out? Or they have it and they're just like trying to bait me? Chat, I have a very important question. Does our opponent strike you as a masturbator here? Or are they on nothing? They could just be on nothing. That's a good thought. The Norn has vigilance, if I wanted to just jam with her. If we ditch these... And then we'll plan to hard cast this Emissary. Yeah, I definitely should have attacked with Norn last turn. That was a good call. Okay. So they're dead to Emissary next turn, right? We just got protection from creatures, smack you for 8. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Daisy Deuce. Oh, they gained a life. Okay, let's see if they can pick our friend off the table here. They put so many words on these cards, chat. Back in my day, your enchantresses didn't draw you cards. They also weren't enchantments themselves. Or they didn't gain you life. They also weren't enchantments themselves. We were playing red-white tokens after this one. I'd say them being in the tank here was good for us. Well, it is. The previous game, they tunked for a while, and then we died. You think I'm happy with how we sideboard? We're going to go ahead and run it back. Maybe Fatal Push is actually good here. It kills their O2. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to have Fatal Push in my deck. It kills their O2 and it kills their Enchantress. That's probably a mistake. I think I'd have kept that first hand if it had all our colors of mana, but my body's ready to get Leyline of Sanctity. Oh man, they didn't have Leyline? So good for us, chat. See, cowards would have mulliganed this hand after the first game, but I can block warriors, chat. This is our first deck. Yeah, I went live much later than normal today, Wargy. We started about 1 o'clock. Christy had something to do this morning, so I couldn't start at my normal 8 a.m. Okay. I'll just salvage into Rites plus a fatty here and get going. I think Unsubstantiate is a decent main board card in Merfolk to hedge Wraths. No, I think Unsubstantiate's an unplayable Magic the Gathering card. I think you could play Memory Lapse in your main deck because it's busted. I'm going to take Seasoned Pyromancer here. I don't have a second red yet, but I have Salvage to dig for another land. Nice. And we can just spike it. I think I'm going to hold on to Salvage here, even though it means 1 less token. We've done a lot of damage to ourselves with our mana base and our mana base this game and our Thoughtseizes. This Dorko in the air is going to kill us relatively quickly. Might just be gaining 3 with this food, honestly. Yeah, all I'm going to say about Unsubstantiate is there's a reason why that card doesn't see play. Like you look at other good decks, and there's a reason why that card doesn't get played. It's just not a powerful effect. It's situationally fine, but by and large, just not good. So I guess now we just take the draw, because we draw an untapped land, we can cast Emissary. So I'll make a food here. We can gain 3 up to 9, and then there's an Emissary in my bin. It's gotta hope they don't have a removal spell in hand. Okay, so now I have to draw untapped land here. It's easy to feel like the opponent had good top decks in a situation like this, but every one of their top decks just drew another card, right? So the opponent's deck is one of the many things in this format that's really good and sweet if you never play against Memory Lapse. Alas. So close, yet so far away. In other news, Graveyard Hate very good against Reanimator. Let's do one more with this one, but I think I would be surprised if the archetype that we're playing here is able to escape beyond the fan favorite section on the website. We'll probably leave it up there because it's like kind of sweet and interesting, but ultimately I think the power level of the Graveyard Hate in this format just means that it's so hard to justify playing the archetype we're playing as opposed to playing Indomitable Creativity. Indomitable Creativity just like does what this archetype is looking to do, but better, because it doesn't expose itself to the hateful sideboard cards that this archetype exposes itself to. So the problem with playing Cage in your Creativity deck is you can Creativity into Cage, which is bad, because Creativity hits artifacts. Hey, well, thanks for taking the time to drop off the Prime Fear Agent. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. What about an Abzan variation that plays a largely fair game with Reanimate element? Why is that better than just playing Creativity? Why is your Abzan fair plan good? Would largely, like, what you're suggesting is, like, this deck is largely a fair deck as well, right? Like, Seasoned Pyromancer is like a fair enabler in addition to a combo piece. Fair decks just largely get stuff. Mid-range decks aren't good in this format because control is S tier, is like what it comes down to. When control decks are the best deck in a format, they polarize the format. You have to play something greedy to go over the top of the control deck, or you have to play something really efficient to get under it. So, like, the tribal aggressive decks are very reasonable choices here because they can get under it. It's pretty good.
Blood calls to your soul.
So, like, these two die, and other things get +2/+2. It's kind of crazy. Seems strong. Opponent's deck seems sweet. Like, again, like a aggressively slanted tribal deck. Very, very impressive showing for Cordial Vampire here for sure. Yeah, the Auras deck is a great example of exactly the style of deck you want to be playing in this format. Good lord. Holy crap. Ooh. Help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. Help me. All right, 1 Unburial Rites, please. Yikes. I concede rather than show them cards. We could have also drawn Priest of the Fell Rites there. So we had 8 hits because we could have discarded the Priest plus the Emissary and then unearthed this to bring this back. So we didn't just brick on the 4 of, we bricked on the 8 of. Gonna bring in a bunch of spot removals so we can hopefully not get run over by that Dorko. Inferno is not particularly good here. Elesh Norn is fine. Need six trims. Hey, 8 removal spells is too many. Giving them a land with trophies probably not good. Thragtusk just got like completely outclassed there. Yes, the uncounterable flying haste threat is good against control decks. Is an accurate summary. Thanks for the tier 3, God Baron. Thank you for the 44 months. It's quite the time. How are you feeling about Historic after a few days? I think my summary during spoiler season is playing out to be completely accurate. We've added a number of interesting C and B and D tier tribal deck lists, but at the core, the format is still mostly what it was before, which is, you know, the memory lapse Steam Vents decks kind of being a cut above everything else. And honestly, if anything, there's a chance that my assessment during spoiler season was bad because it isn't that the control decks are still just good. There's a chance the control decks got better because of Archmage's Charm, and things like Indomitable Creativity got better because of the 0/3 Crab card. Very, very real chance the 2 best archetypes got better tools than everything else got. Yep. Yeah, Archmage's Charm is very good. So if I have a chance to get multiple Serra's Emissaries into play here, I probably want to set myself up so the first one is protection from instants. I think is probably the case. I mean, Esper Sentinel is only okay against control.
You cannot hurt my hollow soul.
It's like fine, but it's like only fine. Hey, Caro, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. I think trying to ensure that my first emissary doesn't just get Murderous Ridered is more important here. And then the second one can be pro creatures to lock things up. Are the virtual only cards good? No, they were pretty conservative with a lot of the virtual only designs. There are some that are like, we'll see some small amount of play. So like we played Groll aggro with Long Tusk Stalker, and we played Merfolk with Shore Stalker. They were both very fine in those. They're not broken, but some of them are playable. I mean, one of the saving graces of a non-rotating format, no fire, no steel, is that, like, even though Jeskai is very good, like, you're not going to play against it that much. Like, we haven't played against any Jeskai today, and I've been playing for 90 minutes already. Like, these formats, and this is honestly something great that Jumpstart will do for the format, is adding more B and D tier list decks, even if they're not amazing in the competitive sense, from a casual, I'm just playing ladder matches perspective. A lot of people are just like playing things they like playing, right? So like adding a bigger range of things like that will make your ladder experience better because people aren't just trying to be spikes on the ladder. They're playing games for fun. Hey, Shadows Fall. Thank you for the 25 months. Welcome back. Yeah, the Withering combo deck largely involves playing a bunch of individually weak cards, so they did in fact assemble Vampiretron. Nah, Yawgmoth's kind of slow and fair. It's like the type of card that Yawgmoth is very bad against things like Jeskai control. Yeah, it's probably passable in Jund Food. Doesn't sound terrible. I guess I'm double abrading this Knight of the Ebon Legion. Feels bad, man. How many lands was that? A couple. So we have we're through 16 cards, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells in 16 cards. Is that right? Yeah.
My bloodline flows through.
One Unburial Rites, please. Well. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna be done with this one. We'll throw this one up on YouTube for posterity's sake, but the it definitely does not feel like the new cards increase the power level of what this deck is doing appropriately. Like I'm gonna throw it up on the, like, it's up on the website, and I'm gonna leave it up there too because it's kind of doing something unique. But I think an accurate conclusion is definitely what this deck is doing is just a worse version of Indomitable Creativity deck. We're basically, you know, we're trying to do these things on turn 3 and turn 4. And there's just enough quality removal in the format, and there's combo decks that race you, and there's powerful graveyard hate, and this kind of fair game plan of like casting Seasoned Pyromancers and Thragtusk and Inferno of the Star Mounts doesn't make up for the other shortcomings of what this deck has been going on. Yeah, Yeah, you'd much rather just like cast your creativity and get your thing to like jump through the hoops that this deck has to jump through.